Hey guys, so before I start my video and talking about my experience, I actually wanted to maybe go through some MLMs that you may or may have heard of before. So this is just from the top of my head. Um, all right, so we have um, Amway, Avon, Mary Kay, Herbalife, It Works, Arbonne, Monet, Paparazzi, Beachbody, Sensi, doTERRA, Young Living, Warwork, Nutrimetics, ACM, Juice Plus, Lioness, World Ventures, Isogenics, Jamberry, Tupperware, LuLaRoe, and New Skin. So those are just some MLMs for you guys. Um, the most embarrassing part is I've purchased from nearly every single one of those before, like probably 15 of those. I've been to nearly every single one of those parties before, presentations, and I have a lot of these products still in my house right now. I have a Thermomix, I have a Nutrimetics jewelry bag, I have essential oils, I have It Works and Herbalife products, I have Tupperware, and I have Sensi stuff. So call me the MLM product queen. Nah, um, I'm not selling them. I'm gonna keep them and use them because I paid a lot of money for them. But that's just to name a few. That's why again, I want to share the word is just because so you don't get sucked into buying all of this stuff. Um, all right, so today's going to be about my experience. As I've said, I was personally in 3 MLMs. The first one was Herbalife, the second one was ACN, and the third one was It Works. So I'll start with Herbalife. When I joined Herbalife, it was a $70 startup fee, which is quite cheap compared to a lot of other MLMs. However, you didn't get any products, but you did get some marketing material and just like booklets and stuff. Um, I never worked ACN as a business. I only joined to receive their 25% discount on the products. So I don't really have anything about my personal experiences with them other than their products are very expensive. Very expensive. Um, However, I do recommend people to go and watch this documentary. It is called Betting on Zero, and that is based on Herbalife. And it pretty much talks about how back in 2016, so it was quite recent, they were actually fined by the FTC for being deceptive and making promises about the financial freedom. That was back in 2016. Since then, they had to change their entire compensation plan, their business structure, where they were not allowed to be making most of their money from recruiting, pyramid. From recruiting, they had to be making most of their money by selling products. So that's why if you see people in Herbalife, they mostly sell products. They don't sell the business so much. And I guess that is more ethical. That's a more ethical MLM. But I still wouldn't trust them because they were forced to change. They didn't change on their own terms. They were forced to change. And, I kind of think, well, if the FTC didn't get a hold of them, would they still be operating based on recruiting? Probably. They probably would still be operating. I guess we'll never know. But they were charged. They had to pay a settlement of $200 million back in 2016. And I do see a decline in Herbalife because people do MLMs to make money from recruiting most of the time. That's what MLMs are all about, is really recruiting. So I have seen a bit of a decline in Herbalife because the products are quite hard to sell. Quite hard to sell. But yes, I do recommend going to watch that documentary. And just when you watch it, understand that these are people, real people, and what they've gone through. Okay. It's not just a movie. This is experiences, and this is people's lives. So just watch it, and if you are pro MLM, just understand that. Like, don't just be like, ah, well, that's their own fault. Like, they were almost promised this freedom. So don't be too hard on the documentary. Um, that's Herbalife. The next MLM I was in was a company called ACN. They didn't so much sell products, they sold services. So they sold like phone services, energy services, stuff like that. So like through Energy Australia, through I think it was Optus, they were linked with. Just that's what they sold. ACN, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I was only in it for about 4 months. That made me feel so uncomfortable. Uncomfortable. ACN, just how you were supposed to get people to try and join or whatever, made me feel so uncomfortable. I hated every second of it. I was only in it for 4 months and I hated every second of it. So I think I joined ACN like a month or two after I joined Herbalife. The startup fee for ACN, I believe, was $500. It's a lot of money just to chuck around $500. And they were just, oh, with ACN, they just made you feel, I felt, maybe they didn't make me feel, but I felt so uncomfortable. I hated it. You were required, like pressured to sacrifice so much. All MLMs do it, but ACN, like, it just way worse than it works. You were told if there was an ACN meeting or presentation, you had to go to it. If you had a birthday or a wedding or anything on that same day, you weren't allowed to go to it. You were told, no, sacrifice. These are the sacrifices you have to make if you want to be successful in this company. I hated that to begin with. I was like, why would I not go to somebody's wedding? I mean, it never got to a point where I was sacrificing that much, but that was the kind of stuff that you were taught. Sacrifice everything. If your family, if your friends are not on board, then are they really your friends? Are they really your family? Like things like that. Okay, it was really not nice. With ACN, you were not allowed to promote it or advertise it on social media. You weren't even allowed to talk about it over the phone. Yeah. So you weren't allowed to do any of that. Now, I believe the reason why they said that was so that people wouldn't go and search up ACN on their phone and see all the really bad reviews. I think now that's why they were saying, no, you can't advertise it, hush hush. I do reckon that's the real reason. So I held maybe like, I think I did like 3 presentations at my house, and how you had to get people there, it was a trap. It was a straight out trap how you would have to lure people into your home. So you would have to call them up. You couldn't send a text message. You had to call these people up, your friends, your family, anybody. They encouraged you to call anybody. I called my friend's mum. I had never in my whole life called my friend's mum, and I called my friend's mum. So embarrassing. But you weren't even allowed to text about this meeting. It was so sly. So you had to call them up, and you had a script, and you had to say everything that script said, and you had to say it how the script said you had to say it. So like it went something like this. Hey Georgia, oh my gosh, I'm really busy right now, but I just quickly want to give you a call. I want to see if you're busy tonight at 6 o'clock, and I hope you're not. I hope you can come to my house because I have something that I really want to share with you, and something I think will benefit you and your family. And I'm just really excited, but I can't talk too much because I'm so busy right now. That is pretty much probably word for word what you had to say. From jogging my memory, it was something like that. I wasn't even busy. but you had to make out like you were really, really busy. Um, if they asked you, oh, well, what is it? You couldn't tell them it was ACN. You had to say, oh, I can't tell you because I just prefer for you to hear it like in person because it's really amazing and I'm really busy right now, so I can't explain it to you. Like, if that doesn't sound like a scam or a trap, I don't know what does. And I hated it. It made me feel so uncomfortable and awkward. So awkward. And people say, oh, you got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to get out of your comfort zone. But not when you know in your gut that it's wrong. And I did feel in my gut that it was wrong, but I just did it because I was trying to be successful. And I remember I called my friend's mum, and as I said, I had never called her my whole life, and she was so confused. Poor thing. She was so confused. She was like, "Oh, well, what is it? Like, what are you sharing? I don't understand what you're trying to say." And I had to keep pushing. I'm really busy right now. I can't talk about it. And I remember she said that she couldn't make it. So if somebody said they couldn't make it to your presentation, you then had to turn it around and say, well, what's a good time for you? When can I come visit you and share the story with you? So you're trapping them. You're like they can't get out of it because you're now making it about them. So wrong, such a tactic, okay? It's a pretty smart tactic. Nah. It's so stupid or so silly, and I hated every second of it. Um, you, as I said, were required to go to every single one of these meetings. Now, I don't work, I'll be honest, but for people that do work, if you went to a meeting or your boss or your work told you to go to a training session, would they pay you for it? Or would you go willingly and it'd be for free, like out of your own time? It's not even in your work time. Like, would you go to a meeting or a training for free, or would your work pay you to go to it? I don't know. I have heard people say that they get paid to go to meetings if it's not within their work hour, or they get paid to go to training if they need extra training. Well, with ACN and with a lot of other MLMs, you have to pay to go to trainings. You have to pay to watch their presentations. It was $20 every time you had to go to these meetings. These meetings were so dumb. Every single meeting, they spoke about the exact same thing, and yet you were required to go to every single one of them. They spoke about the exact same thing. You watched the exact same 3-minute video. The only difference is you get different people sharing their stories, coming up and sharing their stories. That was the only difference, and everybody's stories kind of just sound so similar. But you had to pay. When they had a conference or extravaganza, you had to go to those. There was not one excuse that was good enough excuse. Like, you had to go. It didn't matter what was going on at that time, you had to go to those conferences. I remember there was one in Melbourne, and you had to pay for your flights, pay for your transport, pay for your accommodation, pay for the ticket, pay for everything. They didn't cover anything, and you had to go to them. Another thing I just think was so silly and so stupid was you had to dress smart. You were not allowed to be you, pretty much. Like me, I like dressing in gym clothes most of the time, but you weren't. If I was back then, if I was dressing like that, they'd tell you, no, you can't dress like that. You had to wear high heels. You had to wear a blouse. You had to wear a button-up shirt. You had to wear smart casual, like, or long skirts. That smart casual, you had to wear it. You weren't allowed to go however you liked. You were required to look like a business person. The reason why they said that you had to do that was so that you looked professional and so that people took you seriously. And so people think you have a lot of money. If you look smart, people will think, oh yeah, they got a lot of money, so that means this business works. Another tactic. So slimy when you think about it. What else about ACN? I was only in ACN, for like 4 months, and all of this happened within 4 months. One thing that really makes me sad about ACN is the people that are on the top is a mother and a daughter, and they're Māori. A mother and a daughter, two Māori women on the top of that pyramid. And there were so many Polynesians that were in ACN because of that mother and that daughter who were recruiting all these Polynesians because they were inspirational, they were like, oh, if these two, Māori women can do it, we can do it too. And that was, the message they kind of pushed to. And it's so sad. Like, I think, well, you took that money from our people. You knew our people struggle enough, and you thought it was okay to take their money and lie to them and tell them they will be successful if they work hard. That's so sad. That is so sad that it was our own people that were taking our own people's money. Yeah. Is that it for ACN? I'm just trying to think. Is that it? Yeah. Yep, that's it for ACN. It's a big one, wasn't it? And now the third one I did, which I'm sure nearly everybody knows, was It Works. I really worked this business. Oh my gosh. I think I spent so much money into this business. I invested so much time. Me and my sister were partners. We had so many parties at my house. We had like a lot of parties at my house, or we went to a lot of other people's homes and did parties. So funny. But It Works. I didn't feel like I didn't have a gut feeling of being uncomfortable, but it's still wrong. I would say It Works as like the equivalent of what Arbonne is right now. A lot of the Arbonne posts and even the people that are in Arbonne, that is like a really good representation of what It Works was. Yeah, just like I see like Arbonne's posts and I'm like, oh my gosh, I used to post the exact same thing. I want to say this. All those posts are copy and paste. I copy and pasted nearly everybody else's post and just made out like I made it up. But yeah, no, Arbonne and It Works are quite similar in a way, and they both sell like health products and beauty products. I mean, Arbonne sell 1,000 products. But anyways, my experience. So yeah, It Works. That was I think it was $120 sign up fee. And just the same, required to sacrifice a lot of things. Now, when we went on the cruise, we had such high expectations of the top income earners. We like looked at them like gods, these top income earners. Like we thought that they were like celebrities. They thought they were celebrities. Like they played on it so much. I remember when we went on the cruise, my sister's friend, we were in one of the toilets and a top income earner, she came in the toilet and then my sister's friend was like, oh my gosh, hey, I love you so much. You're one of my favorite people to follow. We were at the front of the line and she goes, oh girl, if I'm your favorite person, let me jump in front of you. Like, who do you think you are? She's like, let me jump in front of you because I'm busting go toilet, girl. Like, if you love me so much, let me go toilet before you. I'm so happy my sister's friend was like, no, I'm going to go toilet first. She thought she was the shit. We treated her like she was the shit. Another one with the top income earners, I seen one of them sitting at the bar drinking, and I was like, oh my gosh, I love you so much. I follow you on Facebook and I watch all your videos. And she was like, oh, cool. And I was like, can I take a photo? She's like, yeah. I remember our photo. I think I still got it. She was like, and she didn't even look happy. Like, you're taking my money. Hurry up and smile for my photo. Another top income earner, she was so snobby. She was in the elevator and I remember it was just her and her husband in there and she was trying to press the button so no one would come in. Seriously, she could see people coming to her elevator and she was trying to press the button so no one could come in. And then anyways, we went in there And she stood there like this. Like, she did not, you knew, okay, she does not want you to talk to her. And did someone say hello? No, I don't think anyone did, because like they could just feel, okay, she doesn't want to talk to anybody. But she was so rude. And then on Instagram, because like all these income earners were on Instagram, oh my gosh, you should have seen her Instagram. She was posting that she was having the best time of her life and she's so happy to be surrounded by people that have the same mindset as her, and she's just loving the atmosphere and all this rubbish. And I was like, really? You've been hiding up in your room this whole time and I've only seen you come out of it once. Biggest liar. Another thing about It Works, the thing that drew me to It Works was it was a Christian based company. If you have a look at a lot of MLMs, they're all Christian based companies. And because they know God sells, God can really sell. And they use God's name in vain so much. Like, this is what God wants for you. You know, this is God speaking to you. And that's why a lot of people join. They're like, oh, this is what God wants. This is what I've been waiting for. He's finally answered my prayers. So these people really use God. Okay, they're using him in vain. But that was what really drew me to It Works. It's more of a cult, to be honest. Now I know why people say MLMs are like cults. They are. It's like a bunch of people all like hallucinating almost and just worshipping these people, just normal people, but treating them like gods. It's a cult. What else about It Works? Does it work? I don't know. I can't even tell you for sure. I'll say this. My sister did the reps. She lost a lot of weight. She looked, yeah, a lot of people believe that it worked because of how much weight she lost. But she changed her entire lifestyle. She changed, her eating habits was a big one. Like, she cut out so much shit and she exercised a lot. So, I mean, she would have lost the weight anyway if she wasn't doing It Works. It Works was more of her motivation. It was like, oh, well, I need to be a brand of the brand. A product of the brand. What it is? So, but yeah, it's like, I don't know if it works. I can't tell you fully, to be honest, because when people do lose weight from these companies, they change a lot of their lifestyle to suit them. A lot of those nutritional companies, it's more of a calorie deficient, okay, like, which means you're pretty much just starving yourself. It's what a lot of them are. Trust me, I know, because I was still hungry after my shake. I would have a shake and eat food and I'd still be hungry. It's not the lifestyle you want. So yeah, does It Work? I don't know. Also, this is going to be the time that I apologize to everybody that purchased off me. There's quite a few people that purchased off me, quite a few. And I am sincerely sorry. If I knew all of this back then, I never ever would have sold it. I wouldn't have sold the products and I wouldn't have sold the opportunity. And I am truly, truly sorry. And also embarrassed. But I am sorry, and if they never worked on you, I'm sorry. I was going to say I'll pay you back, but then next minute, everyone says it didn't work on them. But yeah. Oh, and if you ever, I'm sorry, but I don't want to talk about it. Okay, can we talk about someone else now? Can we talk about someone else's failures? No, I am truly, truly sorry. I failed, but I guess the good thing that came out of it is me sharing the truth with you. I think that's it for now. Well, this video's gone for like 25 minutes. I hope I just didn't sound like I was talking shit. Everything I said is the truth as well. I didn't over exaggerate anything. All the truth, and yeah, Let me pause this video, see if I forgot anything. I did. Fake it till you make it. That's what all these companies do. That's what they encourage you to do. Your upline encourage you to fake it till you make it. So don't get sucked in to their Instagram post, unless they're the top. But don't get sucked in, because fake it till you make it is really, it's real, and they pressure you to fake it till you make it. If you went on a trip, if you bought something new, whatever, you give the credit to your company. That's what they'd say. They'd be like, if you bought you like new clothes, just say it was because of the It Works pay. Say It Works bought it for you. So when you see people say, oh, look what blah blah just bought me, I was able to purchase this because of blah blah, I could pay my bills because of blah blah, probably don't believe it. As I said, we've got their income disclosure statements. Yeah, I guarantee you their company didn't pay for that. They paid for that, and they were told, pretend that your company paid for it. Please have a look at the income disclosure statements, okay? Because they're really interesting. If you don't know how to read them, I could read them for you. But they're real simple as. Because you'll see that, like what I'm saying, it's truth, okay? It's facts. They're not making any money. In fact, they're losing money. Also, another side note, if you do read their income disclosure statements, it doesn't include how much money they had to spend to get that money back. And if you've ever been in an MLM, or you see people constantly purchasing products, yeah, these people are constantly purchasing products. So that doesn't even include how much money they spent to get that money. That's not profit. What's in their income disclosure statement, it's not profit. So they're either not making money or they're losing money. And I really do think it's losing money, especially when you see so many of them advertise all these products. That is why a lot of these companies keep adding in products, so that I'm going to call them sales reps, not business owners. So the sales reps are constantly buying things. That makes sense. Okay, so they buy into their own business. Invest in your business. That's what they say. Invest in your business. Everything in your house should be BAM, whatever the company is. So yeah, have a look at them. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up. See you. Thank you. Bye.